idea.
I'm sure
bro.
she does suck dick. She was pregnant, I think.
Oh, okay. Well, then I thought you were talking about a dude. If
No,
it's a girl,
JWoww is the chick.
If it's a girl, I'm leaning toward. No, I'm just kidding.
I don't watch the Jersey Shore, but I digress.
Yeah.
Philadelphia's Julian J. Rock Williams took Nathaniel Gallimore, the newest Marvel comic book character. He took the shots, and he went round for round in a dull IBF junior middleweight eliminator fight to open up the Showtime card. Final scores were 116, 112, 117, 110, and 114, 114. After the fight, the commentators had this to say: what the fuck was the 114, 114 score? And I have to agree. The only thing of mention is Patricia Morris Jarman's scorecard of 114, 114. Andrew, you score along and actually pay attention to these fights. Was it even that close?
Yes, I'm not saying a draw, but it was a close fight, Lee. These guys are going back and forth. To me...
Right, 116, 112 is reasonable.
In boxing, Lee, you can't lose, right? No one likes to see defeats on a fighter's record. Now, in these two situations, J-Rock had been knocked out by the champ, Jamal, already.
Right. He made a comeback and he fought Ishe.
He made a comeback, but he still...
I'm going to say this for everybody listening, going, oh, Ishe's a name. Ishe's a name, but Ishe has been beat by everybody. Like
Gallimore had a defeat. I just don't want to lose my thought.
Yeah,
Gallimore had a defeat. So both of these guys are going into this fight with one loss. Lee, this is a huge fight for them because either man are they're still a prospect, right? At this point, none of them are considered top class. You lose this fight, you're dropped to a veteran.
No, you're ballroom boxing.
Exactly.
You're a ballroom
and you know what? I thought these two fought like that. It was a hell of a fight. I hope Gallimore gets another shot. I hope he doesn't get dropped to a ballroom fighter, but the potential of that happening is high right now because he has two defeats and he's not even reached the top 10 level. J-Rock's not top 10. We all know that. But because he has a winning record and he keeps fighting under the Al Heyman fights, he'll get that shot. He's going to get that shot again, but I don't think he's ready. I don't think he's ready for what we've seen in the main event. Hello, wake up. Those are two different classes of fighters there. So, and that's what they're saying he's going to get now. He's going to get a shot at the IBF, which is held by the champ of the division, Hurd.
Okay, Conor, what do you think about Gallimore and his future?
He is fucked.
Okay, thank you, Conor. Really, Andrew, when you listen back to the show, it's going to be hilarious.
I know what you're doing. Yes, sir.
Hi, everyone. It was a shitty fight.
It was a decent
shitty fight, and I can't believe Showtime actually tried to.
Wait a minute.
Okay, here's my question, Andrew. If you had it your way and you were recording about an hour in front, how much of that fight would you have fast forwarded?
None. No, I could.
Oh, you're a beast.
Yes. No, Lee, it's a good
You're
opener.
A beast.
That's a good opener, okay? For a fan that paid the ticket to watch that main event, you always enjoy when you get a fight, two fights before that's a classic. And I thought if you're watching that one live,
that's not a classic.
Threw down.
That fight was not a classic.
They threw down, Lee. They went back and forth the whole night.
There were one thing about 2 to 4 decent rounds out of Gallimore, and the rest of the fight was J-Rock.
It might have been J-Rock winning, but they're close rounds. These guys were still throwing.
It was a solid 8-4.
No one ever gave up.
At no point did I think, wow, Williams is going to get in. Gallimore's going to get into this fight.
Well, I thought he did. He hurt him. They hurt each other a lot in this fight.
He had a great middle. He had like this great middle round burst, and then
there you go.
He quit.
To me, that's what
He quit.
Oh, no respect to the other guy for beating it out of him, right?
No.
Oh, come on.
Because he's going to get knocked out by a Charlo, for God's sakes, again.
Hey, listen, he already got... Yeah, hey. It was still...
I don't want to break it to anybody, but J-Rock's not like the new face of the division. I mean,
if you are a young fight fan and you went to that fight wanting to see Lara Hurd, I'm telling you right now, you will not forget about Williams Gallimore on the undercard.
Well, with that said, you're not going to forget DeGale versus Truax either.
No,
but for a totally different reason.
Yeah, I think you're totally forgetting about this fight. This one was their fault. They knew it was a bad matchup. DeGale knew it was a bad matchup. He played stubborn, right? He wanted to go, oh, no, I can beat this guy.
All right, so this was obviously a whole thing. Like, first of all, kudos to Showtime for calling it exactly as it was. Truax, in the words of Al Bernstein, is a journeyman fighter. To which Paulie Malignaggi goes, that's a little rough for the IBF champion. That's radical, dude. That's how the fight started.
It's a Cinderella story, correct?
It is a Cinderella story. For those of you who don't know, a year and a half ago? How long ago was that first fight?
A little. I don't even know if it was a year, Lee. It's the last fight.
Truax and DeGale have fought once before. And Caleb Truax stole the belt from James DeGale.
Yep. And
in a controversial decision by many accounts. This is the rematch to get the title back on James DeGale.
And it wasn't even controversial. Actually, Lee, Truax goes over to the UK and takes it from DeGale. Remember?
Right.
That's a huge win for him to go over there and get that decision.
In what can only be described as the most head-buddy match I've ever seen in boxing. And I've seen a lot of head-butting matches. This was the shit show of shit shows. These dudes put their heads down and started to split each other open like they were like melons. Like I couldn't... What was up with the ref not doing something about this? Like the only penalty in the whole fight is that shoulder roll push? Really?
Yeah, Robert Byrd had a tough night last night.
Fuck Robert Byrd. How do you... and here's the truth. He takes a point away for that shitty-ass shoulder roll, right? And he's been doing it all night, and I get it. No words are said about the headbutts. And, that actually changed the outcome of the fight. That fight should have been a draw. Neither of these guys did enough to win it, except, of course, for one referee who saw it 117 to 110. Whatever that was about. I don't know what crack John McKay was smoking to come up with a score of 117-110. But the two other scorecards, right? Robert Hoyle and Don Trella, 114-113. With the point deduction, that means this fight's a draw, a majority draw, right? You watched it. I forced myself to watch it, thinking that it was going to be some kind of epic rematch for this belt and Cinderella's story of Chunky and the Whale, but it didn't go down. Like, all I saw were two guys just popping their heads into each other's eye sockets and cutting each other up.
You know, I thought DeGale initiated the cheating, right, in the beginning.
DeGale started it. Truax got involved with it.
And it blew up in his face, right? Truax is a veteran in this game. You want to start throwing headbutts and lacing fighters with your glove and stuff like that, scraping them across his face. Dude, he took it. Let's go. Let's do this. Right. Start bringing in his own head. Bam, now you're cut.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it was... To me, that's, in my opinion, that's what I seen early in this fight. DeGale came out like he had something to prove. He was going to prove it no matter what, and that blew up in his face. Well, but he wins. He wins.
And James DeGale got his belt back.
He got his belt back because his market is bigger. That's the only... Hey, listen, close, like you said, draw. Let's do it again in a third fight. I know they won't.
Oh, I know thank God they won't.
They're going to run from this matchup because it's a bad matchup.
It's a bad matchup.
Yeah, styles don't make good fights, and this is one of those situations.
Conor, what do you think James DeGale should do?
He looks like a little breakdancer or something, a little 12-year-old breakdancer, bitch.
Yeah, thanks. That was a funny one. People are listening, laughed hard. Which takes us to the main event, the fight that I liked most on the card, that I enjoyed most on the card. And I think the only reason to watch that card... And I'll tell you why. First and foremost, I wanted Jarrett Hurd to lose. I wanted Jarrett Hurd to lose bad. Bad. I don't know why I dislike Jarrett Hurd, Andrew. I don't know, but the most shocking thing to me is, did you see that Jarrett Hurd has Flava Flav as his cut man?
Yeah, I did notice that.
Did I nail that one?
I did know. Yeah, that's who he looked like. You're absolutely right. I know exactly who you're talking about. Hey, he's a good
Last
kid.
night, Jarrett Hurd wins in a decision to Erislandy Lara to unify the titles. First of all, Jarrett Hurd looked like two human beings larger than Erislandy Lara. Like, how did he make that weight?
That's because he's special, and people get jealous of that all the time. Oh, that's not right. Why?
He's hyper. I'll say this. Okay, so let's say all the good stuff about Jarrett Hurd, right? Super athletic, right? He is so athletic that he could stand in front and make mistakes with Erislandy Lara, who he was literally 2 inches taller with a 2-inch reach advantage, and made mistakes all night, and still managed to win the fight decisively.
He's a darker-skinned Antonio Margarito, Lee. How about that one?
Okay, now here's my first question. What the fuck was tattooed down his back?
I have no idea. I've been trying to figure that out for years. It's Swift something.
Swift Nasty.
Nasty? Okay, maybe it's that one.
I saw N.A. I saw Swift, and then N.A., and then I'm at his belt line. So I can only assume.
Yeah. I feel sorry for the guy that had to do the tattoo.
Right. It's all the way down to his ass. It might be into his butt cheeks. Jarrett Hurd
I ran out of room. You keep going there, buddy.
Jarrett Hurd pulls out all the stops, and in the final 37 seconds of the fight, puts Erislandy Lara down to put an exclamation mark on his victory over longtime champion Erislandy Lara. For those of you who don't know, prior to the fight, we were informed by the Lara camp that he was about to be the greatest middleweight of all time. He was going to go for 11 title defenses. He was never going to lose the title. And his trainer actually compared him to Muhammad Ali. Are you fucking kidding me? Whoever booked this fight for Lara is a moron. Jarrett Hurd, who may be green and rough around the edges, is so much bigger and so much more athletic that basically getting outboxed, he still beat the shit out of Lara. The final scorecards came down 114, 113, 114, 113, and one judge probably had it 100 to 12. Like, there was one scorecard all night that was just fucking wackadoodle that made no sense. But it was a majority decision, wasn't it? Yeah.
It's very rarely in the boxing you get a 6'1" fighter under 160 pounds that looks like he could play safety in the NFL. And that's what Jarrett Hurd looks like.
Big at 154.
He's tall.
How the hell did he make that weight?
Lee, he's 6'1".
What was he fight night? 175?
Like I said, he's special, and I don't knock him for that. And I'm tired of the media members try to talk about the weigh-ins the day before is wrong. Why is it wrong?
It's not wrong. It's not wrong.
It's an advantage for Lara on a man who's so big to starve himself to those kind of levels and make weight and then have only a matter of time to gain it back properly. Right? Hey, Lee, it's not like you just go out and just start scarfing down stuff, right? When you're losing that much weight in that size of a body frame.
And the Nevada Athletic Board will watch you. You can't even inject fluids. Like, they don't let you put saline back into your body, so you got to do it the hard way. That's a weight cut that was legit. And
yeah, he beat him down. Lee, Lara's about the same size as Floyd, right? Floyd's not too much bigger than Lara. Canelo is not too much bigger than... When I watched Canelo, well, that was before Clenbuterol, right? How do you say it? Clenbuterol? I've been doing that for how many fucking weeks?
Just say horse steroids.
Fucking steroids, Lee. Before they put that in his body, right? He's not that much bigger than Lara. And look at what Hurd looked like last night.
Yep.
He looked like Margarito, okay? That's what the kid looks like. Throws a lot of punches, heavy-handed, both hands, Not because of cement, though. That's the difference between him and the cheater, Margarita.